Good evening, family. It is Friday, the 10th of November. It is nice to be here with you again. A day later than usual, but it's better later than never. Oh my goodness, November is definitely in the house. Scorpio season, integrating the eclipse season, and now we are cooking towards a full action-packed new moon in Scorpio, conjunct Mars, in opposition to Uranus. Venus just moved into Libra, Mercury's moved into Sagittarius, and we are about to get that phoenix rising, baby. Get that phoenix rising. Join me, family. Show me your names on the screen. Let me know you're here with me. Hello, brother Robert. Always good to have you with me. This is Ephemera Tulum, Afro Deep Spiritual House Life set. Beautiful music to start our love session. And here I'm coming at you, baby. Yay! Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing, everyone? It is Friday night. What a hot, stinky day we are having in Melbourne. Summer is in the house and we just got into spring. So we can definitely see how the weather is changing above our heads and underneath our feet. And yeah, Shalom Ima, Shabbat Shalom. Yeah, Israel is just starting the day over there. And we are closing. Wow, what a hot day. What a hot day. So, hopefully more will join us. I know it's a new day, it's a new time. But just for this week, I need to find a new structure for the love stream. Just had the eclipse season came into my life and a lot has changed in my personal timetable. As you know, my first focus is my son, and the timetable of my son activities has changed all over the week. So I have to redesign my walking table. And I've already started that, so some of you know, and as I already told you a few times, the sound healing meditations have now changed from Tuesday nights to Wednesday nights. On every Wednesday at 7 p.m. sound healing meditation. The venue has changed. I'm no longer at Here Yoga. It was a great journey doing the sound healing at Here Yoga for a year and a half. But it was the right time for this change that was forced upon me, but I embraced it with the blessing. And I found myself bringing it back home to the roots of how I started the sound healing. Very intimate groups, small groups with all my comfortable mattresses and pillows and blankets and yummy stuff. Hello, Harry. It's good to have you with us. I am being well. How are you, Harry? It's good to see you. And so yeah, sound healing changed from Tuesday to Wednesday, 7 p.m. New venue, more intimate groups, and so I'm excited about that. And now I need to see how I'm going to play with the love stream, how I'm going to kind of put it into what day, what time. So if you want, I would love to hear your opinions. What time of the day, evening is better for you, and what days will you prefer it to be, just to kind of get a general idea from the people. Other than that, let's get into astrology and see what's happening with us as we are enjoying the beautiful music in the background. Just moving some screens around so I can see what's going on here. Alright, so as you can see on the charts, we've got on your 12 o'clock Pluto in Capricorn, 28 degrees direct. 2 o'clock Mercury, 00 Sagittarius. Mercury just moved into Sagittarius an hour ago. So this is a good shift. I will talk about it. Mars on the 20th degree of Scorpio, the Sun on the 17th degree of Scorpio, then the South Node is on the 24th degree of Libra, the Moon right now is on the 11th degree of Libra. Earlier today, the Moon was together with Venus in Libra, so Venus shifted to Libra on Wednesday night, and that's another good shift for us. Then on the other side of the spectrum, we have Uranus on the 21st degree of Taurus, retrograde still. Jupiter 9th degree of Taurus, move to the 9th of Taurus. He's going to retrograde all the way to the 5th degree, which is an interesting concept we will talk about as well. The north node of the moon, still with Aries on the 24th degree, which, you know, you can see it around us. The strife, the discord in the world is very dominant. Chiron is on the 16th degree of Aries. Neptune, still retrograde on the 25th degree of Pisces. Neptune is starting to slow down. He's gonna move literally 11 more astrological minutes backwards until he's stationing on the 5th of December. So not yet to talk a lot about that, but it's cooking in the background, this change as well. And as we know now, Saturn is direct on the 00 Pisces, which is also good for us. So that's the general kind of looking at the way the charts look like. Usually I update you on Thursdays, so since we missed last night, I kind of did a short update. If in case you haven't seen it, I spoke about the fact that Venus moved into Libra on Wednesday night and that the moon came to Libra together with Venus. And basically the main energy we want to talk about tonight is the concept that we're going to have the new moon in Scorpio on Monday evening. The moon will come into here, and on the 20th degree of Scorpio we will have the sun and the moon in opposition to Uranus. So it's a new moon in Scorpio, opposition to Uranus, and Mars is only a degree away from them, so they conjunct Mars. So the big title is new moon in Scorpio conjunct Mars, which is already powerful, in opposition to Uranus, super powerful. And that's kind of the big kind of bombastic action kind of energy. And let's start kind of talking about, first of all, let's talk about the fact that Venus moved into Libra. Harrison saying that it's really cool what I do. Thank you, Harry. Thank you. It's good to know you're great. So, Venus was in Leo. Venus retrograded in Leo. We had a long time of Venus in Leo, if you remember. And it wasn't the most comfortable because Venus in Leo wants to feel great, she wants to feel beautiful, she wants to shine, to sing her song, to express her love, and to feel her royalty, to kind of like have the best of the best, but we couldn't quite have it. That was around June. If I'll take you back there, let's go a few months back just to remind you. Going a few months back, and there is there you go. In June, Venus kicked into Leo here on your 2 o'clock in the chart, and then in July, end of July, she went retrograde. August she was retrograde, and September she moved direct again, and she only moved to Virgo at the beginning of October. And so June, July, August, September, Venus was in Leo, 4 months. Then in October, Venus traveled through Virgo. And in Virgo, Venus was looking at her, again, remember, Venus is the archetypes of our relationships, our jobs, our money, our environment, our home, our family, our pleasures of life, our health, our beauty, our possessions, our values, our investments, our income, all those kind of things of the physical life. And so 4 months in Leo, trying to understand what needs to change in order to get that royalty back, in order to be able to express that love from the heart center. And then in October, Venus moved into Virgo to really look at all the details, to perfect the plan, to understand what needs to change, what needs to kind of get rid of. Let's get rid of that. Let's change that. Changes of environment, changes of details, changes of contracts, agreements, really looking at the little details that can make it better. Detoxing, health, diet, exercise, detoxing the relationships from any toxins. Keep it simple. And overall, just kind of to really kind of get into a healthier place. Now, coming back to now that Venus is in Libra, Venus is home. And Venus loves to be in Libra. So the homes of Venus are Taurus and Libra. Venus in Libra, here she really wants to find balance. She wants to create harmony. She wants to have fairness and justice in her relationships, to treat other people with fairness and with justice, to be treated by other people with fairness and justice, and when there is no fairness and justice, to work towards installing fairness and justice. So This is good because Venus in Libra, she's a bit more diplomatic, she's more understanding the other people as well, not just her needs. In Aries, Venus is gonna be all about herself. In Libra, this is why she's home here, she's looking at everyone as like, hey, I know that you want to be happy. I know that I want to be happy. I know that we want to be happy. Then we just been through June, July, August, September, October, all that Leo retrograde and Virgo. We've been through a big process that definitely showed us what prevents us from the happiness that we want to have. And we also saw what we need to kind of clear, declutter, detox, fix, rearrange. So now in Libra, let's walk towards that balance. Let's be more fair towards each other. Let's act with more dignity, with more diplomacy, with more balance. Let's just be more balanced towards each other. So you don't need to agree with me and I don't need to agree with you. We can also agree to disagree rather than argue about what we disagree, and then we become toxic and fight and arguments and all these things. So that's how Venus is helping us in Libra. This also means that in Libra is the place of legalities, of contracts, of agreements, and since Venus rules the businesses, the jobs, home, rental or owned property, this could mean, like in Venus in Libra, could bring the process of signing contracts or agreements, or if it's legal agreements, contracts, or if it's business dealings, signing new deals. Now, since the South Node is in Libra, there is also a lot of endings here. And so changes of jobs, changes of homes, changes of relationships. It's kind of like, let's end the contract. Those who need to end contracts, it's not right for everyone. Those who need to end contracts, let's end it in a nice way. We don't have to make it ugly. Let's just shake hands and say all the best. Let's treat each other fairly. Let's not burn bridges because we are leaving the station. Let's kind of like, for example, me and Sarah from Here Yoga. I love Sarah, Sarah loves me. We had a great journey together. I left there in a great way, It's like, I know that if I ever look for a space, I will call Sarah and ask her if Here Yoga is available. And I'm sure that Sarah will be more than happy to have me again, because it's just like it's all good. So an ending doesn't have to be bad. An ending can be good. Even if your relationship, you date someone, and maybe it's a new person you just met, and you're dating, because in Leo, you're reviewing your love life and you realize that you want to be able to express your love. So you had that courage and bravery to put your heart on a table again and to date someone new. And then in Virgo, you kind of found yourself a bit anal. It's like, but he doesn't do that, and she doesn't do that, and she does that, and she does that, and suddenly little things disturbed you. And so suddenly Venus comes to Libra, and you realize, what, it was really nice to date you and to enjoy your presence, but I just realized that we don't quite walk together. I don't mind being friends, and if we see each other, say hello, no hard feelings, but I don't think it's going to go too far. And so we can hug each other, we can shake hands, and we can say, you know what, yeah, you're right, cool, all the best, and I wish you well, and moving on. If it's a job, if it's a business, you worked with certain company, you worked with certain people for a while, you realize that the path has come to an end, you need a change, you don't want to be there anymore, you can just end it nicely, amicably, and following all the legal needs and demands of each side, and sign the contract ending, and it's all good. So that's how Venus in Libra could help us. Put things of the past into a place of like settled harmony, fairness, balance, equality. It's done, it's over. Remember, we are coming now into this energy from this eclipse season, and the last eclipse we had, the full moon eclipse in Taurus Scorpio, it was all about like ending relationships, ending things from the past that needs to die, needs to be left in the past. With Venus in Libra now in the South Node, that's continuing that kind of journey of like, just ending old contracts. Love contracts, and with the South Node could be very karmic, ending old karma, ending karmic contracts of the past, ending karmic businesses, karmic relationships, karmic patterns with your health, with your love, with your sexuality, all those things. Scorpio season, sexuality is on the table. So that's a bit about Venus in Libra. And now, in order for me to do the proper Venus in Libra, then I want to give my love and gratitude to the community, to the Patreon community, for supporting me on this journey and for enabling me to offer this service, to keep filling my petrol tank and allowing me to keep on driving and deliver these messages. So thank you to the Patreon community. If you feel like you wish to support me, your free unconditional support is to press like on this movie and subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends, with your family, whoever might be in need, and that's for free. That's easy, click of the mouse. Other than that, if you want to support more directly, you can join us on patreon.com/healingdelight. This is where we offer the services of every month, the love streams, the Telegram chat rooms, the full moon and new moon sound healing meditation recordings. So lots of goodies to enjoy there. If you want to join us, that will be appreciated. Other than that, sound healing meditations, I said, every Wednesday 7 p.m. and this coming week we're going to have also a sound healing on Monday, the 13th of November. For the new moon, it's exactly on the sound healing meditation, so if you need it, come and join us. It will be very powerful. The group is almost full, so now we're having more intimate groups, so it's recommended to book in advance to the events. And other than that, that's pretty much it. So now we spoke about the Libra, we spoke about the Venus and the South Node. Let's talk about Mercury. Mercury just moved to Sagittarius. And Mercury, on the way to Sagittarius, if we go a couple of days back, yesterday. So yesterday, Thursday, the Mercury was on the... Hey, Shalom Dana, good that you joined us, awesome. I know everyone's coming back from work now. I was thinking, okay, we'll do it 6 o'clock, people will listen on the way home on the traffic or whatever, but you can all enjoy it in your free time. So yesterday, last night, Mercury came to the 28th degree of Scorpio, right at the end of Scorpio. I'm just taking it a bit more back so it will be exactly. Yesterday at 11:17 a.m. Thursday, 11:17 a.m., 11:15 let's say. Here at your 11 o'clock, Mercury on the 2805 of Scorpio, sextiled Pluto on the 2805. So Pluto rules Scorpio, and Mercury comes to the end of Scorpio and he's doing this beautiful supportive sextile to Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio. And Mercury in Scorpio wants to uncover, it wants to discover the hidden, the unseen, the unknown, the secrets, the unconscious, the mystery, to decipher, to unlock the code, to decipher the matrix, to break the puzzle, to succeed in that puzzle, the maze, to find a way out of the maze. Mercury in Scorpio, I told you this before, it gives us this ability to analyze on a deeper level, to dig deep, to reflect, have deep reflections with ourselves, and also to have deep conversations with another. Scorpio rules our intimate emotions, but also our intimate relationships, our desires to bond, to merge with another, to have that intimate connection. And so with Mercury in Scorpio all these last few weeks, it gave us the ability to really have kind of like deep mental understandings, deep conversations, emotional conversations, psychological conversations, to really understand things about ourselves, our partners, our friends in a better way. It also means that some of us could have got some news that were kind of like a bit kind of scary or a bit dealing with endings. Some people may have separated. Some people may have lost someone. Blessings to our beloved Alex, who have lost her father this week. And we've sent her our blessings, of course, at the end of last week. So that was yesterday morning, that as Venus moved into Libra and the moon was coming into Venus, Mercury came to this sextile with Pluto, and that's a good thing. That's kind of it allowed us to kind of have deep thoughts, deep reflections, deep contemplation, deep conversations that can kind of like we can understand on a deeper level. We can speak with more integrity, exposing truth, uncovering secrets, and being transparent, vulnerable, kind of honest. Okay, that was yesterday morning. Now, bringing it back to now that Mercury on the 00 Sagittarius, Mercury home is Gemini, the opposition of Sagittarius, right? So in Gemini's, Mercury Gemini is our lower mind, our local environment, our day-by-day communication. Sagittarius is Jupiter, and that's more about the bigger knowledge, the higher teachings, the philosophy. So think of like Mercury Gemini is you going to work and serving a customer. You looking online to buy a product, you choose your product, you put your debit card details, your credit card details, you purchase it, you put your address, you've communicated the details, now you're waiting for that to arrive. But Jupiter Sagittarius is more like you sitting and watching a philosophical TED talk. You are acquiring some higher knowledge, if it's through religious text or philosophical text or prophetic teachings or higher education, like let's say you are reading kind of like some kind of an article written by a professor for a certain subject that you want to understand better, listening to a lecture by a person that has a higher knowledge. That's kind of Sagittarius. So now that Mercury comes to Sagittarius, our lower mind is dealing with the bigger picture. How can I be more optimistic? And it helps us being more optimistic. It helps us to kind of like lift our eyes from the microscope into the telescope. And so instead of looking at microbes or molecules, we are now looking into space with a telescope, looking at the stars and planets. So now the journey of Mercury in Sagittarius is going to help us to rediscover a bit more optimism, a bit more kind of looking over the horizon, over the smoke screen, like looking into the future and like having a bigger vision for ourselves, or kind of having that hope and that faith and that kind of like things will get better. And when things will get better, I want to get to that place and that place and that place. So here is like, you might find the need to spiritualize your life more. Mercury in Sagittarius, to spiritualize your knowledge, to read a spiritual text or a spiritual teaching, to learn something new, maybe law of attraction, or maybe prophecies, or maybe you want to study Bitcoin. You want to understand the philosophy behind Bitcoin, not just the price of Bitcoin. These kind of things, but that's the good thing that it helps us with. But then what you can see in the world, I just need a drink, just a second. Coconut water is the best. So, what else does it do? It brings to the table the conversations, the social media buzzing, the arguments, debates around religions, prophecies, philosophies of life, different spiritual kind of sects are kind of bouncing off each other. And you can see that with what's happening in the Middle East. It woke up the old ancient demon of religious kind of like conflict, and so that's not gonna help that situation at all, because everyone is going to believe in their own mind, Mercury, and speak with their own mouth, Mercury, that their philosophy is the one their philosophy and their way of life and their Bible and their spirituality, they stick by it and they follow it to the end. So there's gonna be a lot of these spiritual arguments, religious arguments, bouncing off each other. We're gonna see a lot of that with Mercury in Sagittarius, and you're gonna see people gonna be using even more biblical texts, spiritual text, prophets, quotes from prophecies. It's already been unfolding the last few weeks, but it's gonna become even more, and everyone's gonna justify their actions and their words and their choices by their spirituality, by higher morals. People will take the universe as their backup to what their own lower mind choose to believe. And that's going to be an interesting journey by itself. But for the better thing, the light side of this is going to help us all be a bit more optimistic. Look into from a higher ground, kind of expand our mind, open our mind to higher knowledge, to higher teachings, to spirituality, to natural laws, and that could help us together with Venus in Libra. As I said, Venus in Libra is gonna it's gonna help us smooth the gaps and be more fair, in harmony with other people in our relations, how we interact and relate to other people. And with Mercury in Sagittarius, it's gonna help us to kind of find the positive things in all faith, in all religion, the beauty of spiritual textbooks from different cultures. It's gonna help us all kind of like maybe install some peace between neighbors and between family members and between friends, by taking our mind above the problem that is local and tiny and small into the higher kind of picture of, we may not think the same, but I believe in what you believe, that we are all human beings and we all want to be happy. So if we can agree to disagree on this point, then let's do that, and in that way we can still relate to each other without having that friction between us, and by doing that we are finding the higher ground. And now we can just enjoy each other's company by talking about subjects that elevates us both. That's a good example for that. So that's until now we spoke about the shift of Venus to Libra and Mercury into Sagittarius and how they play together. And if I'm already talking about that, after we pass the new moon intense energy, that's what comes at the end of this astrological week as a very sweet spot. It's because as Venus moves forward in Libra, Mercury is moving faster in Sagittarius, and as we get to Thursday, but this is building up all week, so that's in the background, is gonna help us balance us a bit. But there it is. I'm gonna take it to the exact time. There we go. 44, 46. They're chasing each other. There we go. Oh, there, I missed it. On Thursday, on Wednesday late night, so the night of sound healing meditation, that would be awesome. Let's take it an hour back. There you go. You can see here on your 6 o'clock Venus on the 7 degree 54 minutes of Libra. Sextile Mercury on the 7 degree 54 minutes of Sagittarius. Okay, so this is Thursday midnight, right? So it's kind of like it's Wednesday night. Let's be exact, okay? Let's be exact. Here we are. Oh, no, they kind of playing with each other there. Okay. Yeah, there it is. On Wednesday night, 11:37 p.m. 11:37 p.m., this is 2 nights after the new moon in Scorpio, comes this sextile between Venus in Libra and your 6 o'clock to Mercury in Sagittarius. This is good. Just like as we had Mercury sextile Pluto at the end of Scorpio, now Mercury in Sagittarius is doing a sextile to Venus in Libra. And that's also, it helps us achieve that a bit more softness, a bit more fairness, a bit more balance, a bit more diplomacy, a bit more integrity, spiritual integrity. Mercury in Pisces, like, follow your spiritual higher morals. You know, don't go down the toxic path of arguments, of fights, because it's gonna be, I haven't even spoke about the bomb of this energy, right? And still, there's a big bomb. This week, it's like there is potential for anything to happen, but the higher path to take will be to own our power with integrity, and to use this Venus in Libra a lot to be a diplomat, to be someone that installs harmony and fairness and peace. Mercury in Sagittarius, just, you know, using our higher morals, our higher spiritual values to kind of guide us through the days, because on the day by day we have Mars conjunct Sun here still going on Wednesday night. It's only gonna happen on Friday. On Friday will be the exact conjunction, next Friday, the exact conjunction of Sun and Mars, but all this week they are in this conjunction. So it's kind of, it just builds up and builds up, they're together, and next Friday is the exact conjunction. And I'll talk further about that in a moment, but I'm just bringing that soft, beautiful spot in the background of Mercury and Venus sextile that is happening on Wednesday night. And that should help us to kind of balance things out a bit. It's very interesting because, as you can see, by then Jupiter will be on the 8th degree of Taurus. Wait, I need to change the music. Let's bring the Mauritania mantra. Okay, thank you for that soundtrack. Okay, cool. So now Mauritania mantra for healing and peace for us and for the world in the background. If you've joined us, let me know you're here with me. So that's the sweet spot. Now if I move back to now, and let's take it, so this is right now, and that, okay, so as Mercury entered Sagittarius today, it's doing a square to Saturn. So you can see Saturn here on 0032, and Mercury is on 00 Sagittarius, and they are in a square, as you can see that red line square. Okay, so now it's going to be an interesting dynamic, because in the same way that the planets Mercury, Mars, Sun, as they traveled through Taurus, they all did the opposition to Jupiter. Mercury did the opposition to Uranus. Now this week Mars and the Sun are doing the opposition to Uranus. Then as they will travel out of Scorpio into Sagittarius, they are all going to square Saturn. So Saturn is that kind of like the gatekeeper. As they will move from Scorpio to Sagittarius, Saturn is there to kind of like check them out. And so, just like I said in the last few months, we are in massive self-mastery graduation journey. Pluto and Saturn are in the background testing each one of us. Are you an adult? Did you grow up? Have you matured? Are you responsible? Are you in your integrity? Are you following good karma or bad karma? Pluto, are you abusing your authority? Are you abusing your character? Are you abusing your identity? Are you using your power? Are you using your who you are in society? You know, Pluto is in Capricorn, Saturn rules Capricorn, and Saturn is in Pisces. And so Saturn in Pisces brings all that karma and all that discipline and all the identity that we are. Saturn is kind of our relationships in the world as who we are in society. The identity that we are as kind of like, you know, are you a lawyer? Are you a builder? Are you an electrician? Are you a coffee manager? Whatever you do, that's your Saturn. It's kind of, this is how you present yourself in society. That's your profession. That's your identity as a profession. So now Saturn in Pisces is kind of making us all for the until 2026 Saturn in Pisces. It takes us all on a journey of like checking in with our spirit. Is it in alignment with our spirit? Is it in integrity with our spirit? And how can we spiritualize our service to society? How can we bring more love, cosmic love, into our service to society? How can we, in order to manifest the dream, Pisces, in order to heal, Pisces, in order to have connection to spirit, Pisces, what kind of discipline we need to create, to install, what kind of a structure we need to have in life in order to achieve more spiritual life, to be more connected to love, to spirit. So that's what Saturn is doing in Pisces, is kind of like, hey, you're coming from Scorpio, huh? So how did you go over there? Did you manipulate? Did you coerce? Did you lie? Did you deceive? Did you try to abuse another? How did you use your power? How did you use your money? How did you use your sex? Did you corrupt it, or did you use it with integrity? Right? So it's like, hey, you could have stolen money. Did you steal money, or were you honest and in integrity? You could have cheated. Did you cheat, or did you kept in your integrity? You had those temptations. Did you fall into temptations, or did you stay in your integrity? So as they all going to come into Sagittarius, and that's going to happen in the next few weeks. And that's what Saturn is going to do to them. Check in on them. Show me your records. If you've been a good boy, a bad boy, a good girl, bad girl, what have you done, right? So this is very important note to take, because this week is going to bring a lot of tests that later on Saturn will judge us for. So now Mercury comes to Sagittarius, and Mercury is doing that square to Saturn. And so Saturn is saying to Mercury, hey Mercury, mind, intellect. So how do you use your thoughts and your communications in Scorpio? Did you deceive? Did you manipulate? Did you coerce? Did you lie? Did you manipulate? Or were you honest, truthful, integrate? So, because it's like Mercury comes to Sagittarius, it's like, I want to find some optimism in this world. This world is so harsh, this world is so intense, the world is going through a very intense phase, and I want to find some optimism. I want to be able to look over the horizon, to be more positive. How can we be more positive in a world that is full of war and strife and discord and killings and violence and all corruption and all that you can think of? How can we be optimistic and positive in such a harsh reality? Good point to ponder. So Saturn is saying to Mercury, a square is a challenge, it's a friction. And Saturn kind of puts a bit of delays to the process, a bit of tests, a bit of challenges. And so when Mercury square Saturn, we actually might feel a bit melancholy in our minds, in our thoughts. We actually might feel a bit negative, a bit kind of like, I want to be optimistic, but nothing happens to me. Nothing works for me. My life is shit. How can I be positive? How can I be optimistic when my life is shit? And that's a test. So Saturn is kind of testing the mind, testing the expression, saying, hey, I'm causing this challenge to you because I want you to be responsible for your own mind. I want you to be responsible to your own thoughts and how you communicate with yourself and with other people. For example, I took my son to a new soccer academy, which is even better than the previous one. Better coach, better players, top of the top. And yesterday we had a training session. And this is why I couldn't do the live stream, because now his soccer training in the academy changed to Thursday nights and Tuesday night. And I was like, oh my God. And he comes to the car after the training. He's like, I don't know why, but for some reason I feel that I'm not as good as them. And that was this conversation of Mercury coming into sextile Pluto, coming into Sagittarius, and now squaring Saturn. And I told Mali, listen, one thing for sure is that you do one mistake here, is that you use your mind to disempower yourself, to create insecurity for yourself. When you think to yourself, I don't know if I'm as good as them, you take the power away from you. You give them more power than you give yourself, and you don't really allow yourself to be that as good as them. And I told him, what you need to do is actually to give yourself power, to think, I am as good as them, that's why I'm here. The academy wanted me to be here because I am as good as them. And so I told him, it's like, you need to say to yourself, I believe in myself. I am a good soccer player. I'm as good as them. That's why I'm here. And I can make this happen. And this is the power of affirmations. So you can say that Mercury in Sagittarius is that affirmations. It's like you create a narrative, or you create an affirmation for yourself that you don't necessarily own it, you don't necessarily believe in it, but that's why you are repeating this affirmation, because you want to take your mind into a more positive, optimistic vibration, that through that you'll be able to manifest. And so this Saturn with Mercury is like, it's giving us a bit of a in order for us to see where we are blocking ourselves, where we are kind of like needing more responsibility, needing more discipline. And through this challenge, that's the challenge that begins the journey of Mercury in Sagittarius. So I see it as a good thing, because it's almost like Saturn is showing us where we need to grow up even more, where we need to be more of an adult, where we need to be more responsible to our minds. And through that, to kind of like, okay, so we're facing this challenge, and then we're gonna go through this journey of Mercury in Sagittarius. And so one of these good things is to create that affirmation that you need in order to expand your mind, to expand your point of view into a more optimistic, a more open, expansive, kind of long over the horizon distance. Let's say at the moment you struggle financially. We just had eclipses, Taurus, Scorpio, directly targeting finance and jobs and everything, income, the situation around the world, economy, inflation, all these things. Let's say you struggle financially and you find yourself anxieties and stress and tension, the debts, the bills, and your vibration goes low. Your base chakra gets blocked. You're feeling not abundant, unsafe, unstable, no flow, you're stuck, you're rotten. And you need to bring some stimulating change, and this is a part of this new moon in Scorpio that is coming. And so the Mercury in Sagittarius is kind of like, let's have an affirmation that can raise our vibration to a higher belief. If you don't have money now, it's a problem. But if you focus on the problem, you are only manifesting bigger problems. You know the problem, you acknowledge the problem. Now focus on the solution. That's Sagittarius. There's a problem, Saturn saying, we have a problem. We need to discuss this seriously. That's Saturn. So Mercury goes, yes. Oh, okay. let me just a second, I'm in Sagittarius, so let me just look over the horizon. Like, oh, I've just seen the secret and the law of attraction, and I've seen someone on Instagram, a personal coach, motivational coach, a spiritual coach, and for some reason it just jumped on my screen and it really resonated with me, and it was exactly what I needed to do, and it really helped me. It raised my vibration, and I've decided that I need to do that for myself. I need to say, I am abundant, I am wealthy, I have all my needs met, money flows easily into my life, I manifest job, I manifest money, I manifest abundance, and I can see a whole beautiful vision for my future self. And now you are doing the work of the expansion, the raising your vibration. Hello Simon, and hello Janeline, good that you've joined us. So that's what Mercury is doing with Saturn. The exact square is happening now as we speak, but the exact moment will be there we go. Tomorrow, Saturday, 1:53 a.m. of tonight. Okay? So tonight, as we go to sleep, if you are listening to this, you're now, later on, and you're just about to go to sleep, and maybe it resonated with you because today you were processing things in your head, and you were kind of like feeling a bit kind of, maybe you got some dumping news, maybe you got some kind of blocking news, someone told you off, or something that you tried to get ahead didn't quite go ahead, and you might feel like and this is that square, and that square again is saying like, pay attention, there's a problem here, and Saturn wants you to learn from this problem so you can grow up, mature, graduate, and move on. So now, after this, Mercury is free in Sagittarius to explore, to expand. Okay? So look up, maybe listen to a podcast, listen to affirmations, listen to some higher vibration context of information, of teachings, spiritual, anything that can help you elevate your state of mind and look a bit beyond, right? Because if you look at the news of today, you see a world in chaos, you see shit everywhere, and you can't see any future for humanity. But if you look beyond the current uncomfortable thing, and you look beyond, it's like there is a life to live, there is things that will happen after this fog, after this shitstorm will pass, there will be beautiful life to create. So start creating them from your mind now. All this supports. And remember, this is the challenge right now of tonight, Mercury square Saturn, but after this square, now the sextile between Venus and Mercury is starting to build up until it happens next on what did I say, on Thursday, on Wednesday night. And so again, tonight, Saturn square Mercury, here is the challenge, here is the problem, here is the issue. And from here, then comes the sextile to Venus in Libra. Let's work together on this. Let's install more harmony, more fairness, more balance, more good stuff in our life through positive thoughts, affirmations, being with positive people, positive conversations, raising our vibration, our mental vibration, communication, uplifting conversations that can help us all grow and evolve and broaden our horizons as a solution to this problem that we are facing now, today. Okay? That's this. Then, and by the way, as they journey together, if I'll take it, I'm on purpose, I'm covering them before I'm going to the intense other energies. I'm taking it a few days forward. And you can see that already from Tuesday, Venus is on the 5th degree Libra, 44 minutes. Mercury on the 5th degree Sagittarius, 2 minutes. And so they both already in that sextile, 5th degree. And what is that 5th degree? That 5th degree is that sextile, both of them, Venus and Mercury are doing quincunxes to the invisible 5th degree Taurus, where we had the full moon eclipse. So this is how beautiful astrology is, to show us how the past and the future and the present are all coming together in this ongoing creation. And so also this situation of Venus and Mercury sextile, it's that beneficial, helping us to kind of establish some solutions to the problems or to the issue, to the process that we faced on the full moon eclipse in Taurus, because it's a yod. So it's like the solution to that release and letting go of that full moon eclipse in Taurus we just had 2 weeks ago. The solution will be through Venus in Libra being more fair, harmony, justice, balance, love, equality, and Mercury in Sagittarius, more positivity, more optimism, more spirituality, more higher teachings. Instead of looking off the news on how many people died today, how did they die, what he said to her, how he attacked her, how she attacked him, how he's corrupted, how she is corrupted, all this darkness in our face every day, that's the smoke screen, that's the trap. And if you choose sides, you're in the trap. No matter what debate you choose sides to. It doesn't matter, it's the same thing. If you choose sides, you're falling down the trap. Enjoy it. But if you keep on staying in that higher vibration, looking at everything from the outside, realize there's a big process happening here, great division. I'm not going to divide myself to this side or to that side so I can feel my ego could feel better about itself because it picked up a side. No, that's a trap. Unity consciousness. It's all part of the whole. Observing, witnessing. What can I do? To do whatever I can in order to stay love vibration. Love, light, wisdom. Whatever I can to stay there. And if we go into there, we immediately start to feel the division. Because we have our own emotional reaction to it. Our own mental reaction to it. Based on our own ego experiences in our life. So our higher soul, our higher self is losing itself in the drama of the lower reality situation. And so the solution of the full moon eclipse in Taurus, of how to release and end and put it to the fears and the death and the darkness and all those things, is by Venus sextile Mercury in this coming week. That is, it's almost like the kite. That's the kite you could use to get through this week in a good way. Because it's gonna be intense. And now I'm gonna go into the intensity. Okay? It's been so hot, I'm thirsty. Just a second. Okay. Now, I'm going back to now. We're done with the Venus, we're done with the Mercury, okay? The moon right now is in Libra, here on your 3 o'clock. And as we go through the days, the moon will, let's take it to tomorrow. And notice what's happening here on your 3 o'clock. The sun is closing in on Mars because the sun is moving a bit faster than Mars, okay? So now the sun today right now is on the 17th degree. Tomorrow the sun is on the 18th degree of Scorpio. And the moon is conjunct south node tomorrow evening, okay? The exact time will be tomorrow evening, 7:48 p.m. The moon conjunct the south node. Now, this is already a dark moon phase. So if I'll take it to the 20th degree, there we go. Tomorrow, from Saturday morning, let's say 10:30 a.m. of Saturday morning, from tomorrow morning, we are going into a dark moon phase. The final kind of 2 days before, 48 hours before the new moon. And this is where things can be a bit itchy, things can be a bit kind of like weird, because the moon is coming to the end of her cycle. So think, and hopefully this will not be taken into any wrong place, but think like, you know, when a woman is about to experience her period, in the days leading, let's say in the 2 days leading to the bleeding of the period, her hormonal body is going through a lot, because her entire cycle is about to shed. And so some women, not all women, but some women on the day too before their period, they can feel very intense hormonal changes, emotional. They can be more emotional, more angry, more volatile, more upset, more tired, more exhausted, more out of it, more lethargic. Different symptoms to different women. There's no one kind of definition. I'm using this as a metaphor. And then comes the bleeding and the gush and the release. And so this is similar to that. Hi Jess, good to have you with us. Hello Breeze. Hey, good, awesome. Everyone's coming back from work, joining us. Have a glass of coconut water or water, sit on the sofa, enjoy your day with me. So from tomorrow morning, we are in dark moon phase. It's the final 48 hours of the lunar cycle. It's that final culmination process of the full moon release and letting go. On the full moon, we are initiating that release and letting go. On the dark moon, it's that shedding. That's it. It's moving. It's gone. In preparation for the new moon, the new party. So, dark moon phase in Libra on top of the south node, with the sun already conjunct Mars. As I said, exactly the conjunction exactly is a week from now, next Saturday, okay? But it's all this week, and it's only gonna build up. And Mars is war, Mars is anger, Mars is frustration, Mars is action, Mars is my needs, my desires, my direction, my power, initiating, penetrating, go. Mars is home in Scorpio, so it's kind of like, I want what I want, I need what I need, I desire, I crave, I conquer, I penetrate, I want it now. And Scorpio dealing with archetypes of power and control is like, I want to be in control, I want to get what I want, I want to get what I desire. And so if you are unchecked with that, and remember everything I'm saying, remember in the background, Saturn and Pluto are testing all of us. Who is grown up? Who is a real adult here? Who is the adult in the room? Who has learned the lessons? Who is behaving with integrity? Who is using their power with integrity? Who is not abusing their power, not corrupting the power, even though they can? Who is remaining in integrity? And so this week, it's going to be a big test. Because the Sun and Mars are both dealing with identification. The Sun is our soul expression. The identity of the I am that I am that I am. It's the soul identity. It's like you come into this world and the sun shines into that degree you were born through, and that is your expression in this lifetime. This is who I am as a soul. Mars is the layer of the ego on top of the soul. So you have here that soul identity and that ego identity of how you take your soul into this world and how you present your soul as a person, as an ego in this world, as a sense of self, and they are both coming together in Scorpio, and this is an intense, can be awesome and can be horrifying, intense combination of I am. This is what I want, this is who I am, this is my power, this is my action, this is my desire. I want it now. Hello, brother Roll King, you're in the house. Okay, awesome. And so all this week, from now until next Saturday, Mars and the Sun are traveling together, and they will conjunct exactly on next Saturday or Friday night. I need to check, I'll let you know in a second. So all this week we need to really pay attention that we utilize this energy for the benefit, for the betterment, for the achievement, but we need to be very, very cautious not to fall down to the trap of this energy. And so, as I spoke about Venus and Mercury, how we should use it and how we shall not use it, comes the Sun and Mars all this week, and this is kind of like in Scorpio, our deepest, most intimate emotional needs, emotions, our truth, our desires. You know, it's like you want, let's say you are in a relationship and you want to merge. You want to have good, intimate relationship with your partner. It does, even though Scorpio rules sexuality, and Taurus Scorpio is the axis of sexuality, so we can easily talk about it in that way. But it also means there is like Venus in Libra. I am in a relationship with you, and the Sun with Mars, but I want to feel that we are really together. I want to feel that you really desire to be with me. I want to feel that I really desire to be with you. I have the desire, the intention, the need to take action, to merge with you, to bond with you, to be vulnerable with you, to connect with you on a deep level, not just paying the rent, going to work, making the money, paying the bills, going to a coffee place on Saturday afternoon after we took the dog for a walk and we are a couple. Superficial. I need more. I need a deeper connection. That's basically this energy of Scorpio, okay? So Scorpio is our deep emotions, deep feeling, intense, deep emotions, intense desires, intense feelings. And Sun and Mars, identification. So this is kind of like re-identification, recreating, transformation, Scorpio, deep transformation, and new identification of self with others, in a way that Venus in Libra is more fair, balanced, in harmony with Mercury in Sagittarius, helps us expand and grow and spiritualize and be optimistic and positive and go higher. So there is a strong desire here for the Phoenix. This is the freaking Phoenix energy, and that's why I chose the Phoenix energy for the title of this movie. Scorpio is death and rebirth. And it's that kind of like this Phoenix is rising from the ashes. You go through a breakdown, you lose something. You lose a business, you lose money, you lose a partner, you lose family, you lose home, you lose something. You lose your health, something. And through that journey, you come to a point where you find a new love after you had a breakup. So you had a breakup, you went through a death process, devastation, grief, loss, suffering, pain, sadness, all this emotional roller coaster. Then you work on yourself, you find balance, you open your heart, and then now you come and you meet someone new, and you have a new love, and you have a new relationship that is even better, and You went on being sober, you didn't have sex for a long time, you just didn't want to connect with anyone, you just wanted to be with yourself, thank you very much. And suddenly now comes a desire to merge with someone, to be with a partner, to be intimate, to have intimacy. You've lost your business. You had a business, you had a business partner, You're working on this concept for a few years. It never really got to become what you wanted it to become. Then it failed. The partnership broke apart. Your partner left in another direction. You left in another direction. And you dealt with the disappointment, the anger, the pain for all the wasted time and money and potential, and that it didn't succeed. Then you worked on all the feelings of being a failure, disappointment, not successful, blah blah blah. And then you went and you did some well-being courses, retreats, you worked on yourself, you read some books, you listened to some things. And now suddenly you have a new inspiration for a new business, a new Mercury in Sagittarius, Venus in Libra, a new inspiration for a new business concept suddenly comes from out of nowhere. You get this idea, and suddenly you get that juice back. You get that, yes, that sense of direction, that sense of, that's my mission, that's what I want now, that's what I want to become now, that's what I'm going to invest my money and my power and my time in now. That's another aspect potential there. And so all this week, Sun conjunct Mars. Now, that's the positive side. On the negative side, hello Sasha, je t'aime mon ami, je t'aime. Sasha, beautiful man. Sun with Mars. The other side, the ugly side, the side that is not going to listen to Saturn, that is asking everyone to grow up and mature and be responsible in integrity. The side that is not going to listen to Pluto, that is testing everyone about their self-mastery, how they utilize their power, how they're being responsible in integrity, how they're doing the hard work even though it's super hard and they have no power and they need to still show up. The ones that are not going to utilize this energy in order to create, to initiate, but they will use the shadow side of this. Venus in Libra. They will fight and argue for what is fair and what is just. And they will fight on it so much that there will be disharmony. Mercury in Sagittarius. They will fight on these matters and argue about these matters through their philosophical religious beliefs. What the spiritual teacher told them or the Bible told them, they will fight with that justification in behind their back, and they will just kind of, a spiritual verbal blah 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 blah. And also it means that also a lot of people will be expressing themselves as if they know it all and everyone should listen to them and everyone should believe what they believe. But the most dangerous is, and the moon with the south node, this is a Saturday morning, the moon comes to the south node exactly on here. Saturday 7:48 p.m. the moon conjunct south node, and we are feeling lingering feelings from the past. Maybe through all these dynamic feelings, emotions from past relationships, from past experiences suddenly kind of come up, and suddenly you go like, oh, I know this feeling, oh my god, I know that kind of feeling. So this is cooking us. And now that the moon is in the dark phase, so from tonight, but from tomorrow morning especially, don't be silly. Don't go and argue and fight and lose the potential of this energy, because it's a very potent energy to kick our ass into a whole new direction. This is a kick-ass energy. This is a bombastic rocket in our bum to really kind of a pivot, kind of whatever we've been playing with in the mushmash of our life, June, July, August, September, October, we are finally coming into this energy. And it's a new moon in Scorpio, and we have here the potential to be the phoenix rising, to regain our power and to regain initiation and activation and empowerment and go and create something new, elevating, awesome, something that will bring more balance and harmony into our life. There is a lot of good potential here, but there is also great risk. there's a great trap. And the trap is that if you're not going to take it into that recreational, merging, bonding, uniting, initiating, fulfilling desires, connecting on a deeper level, being vulnerable, transparent, honest, love, harmony, boom, with yourself as well, then the other side is a shit show. The other side is war. Mars is the god of war. Mars is fights, arguments, battles, power struggles, egos. Together with the sun, I am, no, I am, but I am, and I am, and I am, and I am. And all this I am, nobody is really the I am. Everyone's just like what they fool themselves to think that they are. And they're fighting over an ego that is feeling powerless, so it's searching for control and power by overpowering another, by controlling another, by deceiving another, by lying to another, by manipulating another, by coercing another. That's the dirty shadow side of Scorpio. Manipulative, coercive, lying, deceiving, cheating, kind of like robbing you in order to make you do what they want you to do, but telling you that they are honest and truthful, but they are bloody liars, stinky liars. And you can smell their lies 2 weeks before they even speak. And then when they speak, you know, I knew 2 weeks ago that you're gonna tell me this lie. But if you like to believe that you're honest and truthful, bless you. I'm not playing that with you. So there will be potential for all this. And you need to remember that Saturn and Pluto are testing you. Stay in your integrity, stay in your power, be the adult in the room, be the grown-up. Self-mastery graduation is happening throughout all this year, and this year has been weird, okay? But think about it like that. Before you react, before you jump in, before you fight, before you argue, before you try to manipulate or coerce or whatever, look into yourself and reflect if it's in accordance and in integrity with your spiritual values, with your morals, the higher morals. So this is Saturday, dark moon phase begin. We're going into Sunday. On Sunday, this is an hour. Let's go into Sunday. I'm going to take it 1 hour back. Okay, this is Sunday. On Sunday, the moon is already in Scorpio. So now, actually, the moon is going into Scorpio on Sunday early morning. Around, where are you? Around 5:40 a.m. Okay? Sunday early morning, as you wake up to your Sunday morning. There it is, yeah, 5:40 a.m. 5:40 a.m. on your 9 o'clock. Moon goes into Scorpio. Now we are really in this kind of dark moon phase, and it's in Scorpio, which is even more dark moon phase, like the moon is really stripping naked. Naked to the core of her being, exposed, vulnerable, raw, feeling intensely, feeling deeply, the desire for transformation, the desire for regeneration, for rebirth, for that bloody phoenix rising. Bring on that phoenix, let me rise from this shit show. That's kind of that energy. The sun was on 19, Mars is on 21, and what is happening on Sunday, as we are doing this build-up, and there is anxiety in the air. There's anxiety because anything can happen any moment, and on Sunday at 7:25 a.m., the way we start our Sunday, Mars on 2107 Scorpio is doing the... sorry, the time was wrong. Oh, there we go. Sunday 7:59, let's say 8 a.m. Sunday 8 a.m. as we start our day. Mars here on your 10 o'clock 2108 Scorpio in exact opposition to Uranus 2108 Taurus. Kaboom! Scorpio Taurus, Mars Uranus. Anything can happen, anything can explode. This is not really helping the situation around the world. This is radical, Uranus radical, shocking, sudden, unexpected, volatility. Mars, action, power, war, fire, aggression, anger, acts of war, bombs exploding, rockets shooting, bullets flying, people dying. Scorpio, Taurus, death and rebirth, axis, life and death. So something, again, as I said a few weeks ago, and then the war started. This is something big. This week something big is happening, and it's not gonna be pleasant. War related. This is, I'm not happy about this, and this is Sunday 8 a.m. No. 14th of May, okay. I'm gonna do something cool. May 14, 1948. This is the chart of Israel. 14th of May, 1948. Okay? Why am I bringing that up? Because this new moon in Scorpio is happening on the 20th degree of Scorpio. Mars opposition to Uranus is happening on the 21 degree of Scorpio. But also the moon and the sun will oppose Uranus on the 21 degree of Scorpio. In the birth chart of Israel, Chiron is on the 21st degree of Scorpio. Chiron is the wounded healer. Chiron is some wounding, some pain. The victim. And the healing as well. The sun of Israel is on the 23rd degree Taurus. So it's only 2 degrees away from Uranus. And so this kind of new moon is like Uranus is, we can say Uranus is in conjunction with the sun of Israel. It's going to be in the exact conjunction in May 2024. So this new moon in Scorpio is falling on Chiron of Israel. Very interesting by itself. There's other things we can look at here, but yeah, that's kind of what I saw today, and I thought this would be interesting to bring up. So if I take it back to Sunday, Sunday I said 8 p.m. You can see that Mars here, 21 Scorpio, is on Israel Chiron. And so we have like Mars opposition, and so Uranus is in opposition to Israel Chiron, and it's 2 degrees away from Israel's sun. And so something big is about to happen. War, nature, war, like, yeah, but so this is like on the collective level, anything got to do with war and nations, security. Also remember the fact that the axis of the nodes is Libra Aries, it means that Libra South Node, old contracts are cancelled, old agreements are cancelled, all treaties are cancelled, old borders are going, like they're going through massive changes, because everyone wants North Node in Aries. Everyone wants to protect what's theirs, everyone wants to demand what's theirs, and it's together with Aries, discord and strife. So there's wars, there is killings, like I saw yesterday, climate change protests in Panama blocked the road and a 77 years old lawyer came out of his car and shot in the face these two protesters, killed them in the spot. And there's many more stories. There's violence all around the world, violence, shootings, protests, wars, strife, and discord. Aries, North Node in Aries. So there you go. This is how you can see how the astrology translates into reality. And so we're going to continue to see, and like America left a treaty that was created in the 70s around the situation in the 90s. It was a situation around war in Europe, so Russia left it, then America left it, so countries are kind of exiting treaties, multi-decades treaties, agreements, contracts, borders. You have the borders issue in America with Mexico, the caravan of immigrants coming in there. It's chaos, all the immigration to Europe from Africa. In the physical level of reality, it's intense. But that's why we should use Mercury in Sagittarius now to kind of, through our spirituality, cosmic understanding, astrology, higher teachings, we could understand that this intense process on the physical reality, it's harsh, it's intense, it's very dense and physical, but once we tap into that higher understanding, teaching, knowledge, we understand the bigger picture, that it's a part of a big transformation. And so Sunday, what was the time that I said? Sunday, where was that? Oh, what was that? I've lost it? Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. Sunday, 8 a.m. So that's the exact opposition, but it's already from now. Now, Uranus in Taurus, our physical body Taurus, physical reality Taurus. I just spoke about militaries and war and national security axis of Mars Uranus, but it's also Mother Nature. This is potential earthquakes, this is potential volcanoes, this is potential storms, floodings, natural disasters, potential, sudden, unexpected, shocking. Because Uranus is that tremors, is that shakes, it's that vibrations, those zaps, suddenly kind of earthquake. Taurus is Mother Earth, and Mars is kind of action, kind of like a volcano erupting, Scorpio, intense buried emotions exploding. So that's on Mother Earth as well. This also means resources, so the financial system, Taurus, Scorpio. Taurus is the money we make as income and accumulate. Scorpio is our investments and wealth generating schemes, assets. Scorpio is also shared money with others. If it's in marriage, in relationship, in partnership, in business, you renting an apartment is a Scorpio thing. That apartment is your Taurus home, but because it belongs to another person, you paying them rent. There's a money scheme here of Scorpio, money share with others. Even house you own through a mortgage is like it's your home, but it's the bank's home through the mortgage, so you're paying the bank mortgage. So Scorpio is the place of great debt and great wealth. So this could mean volatility in the markets, Bitcoin, silver and gold, oil, petrol, and if oil continue to be volatile and go up in prices, war in the Middle East equals oil prices rising. Oil prices rising equals cost of everything rising, because everything is moving around the planet on oil. Food will go up in prices, bills, electricity, productions, factories, shops, coffees, everything is going to keep on going up in prices if oil is going up in prices, because oil is how we transport things. Okay, So that's the thing about that. And the war in the Middle East is only fueling that further. So if there will be a massive action of war or something big happening, and there is like growing tension around the world, anti-Semitic protests, all kind of things, violence increasing, anything can happen any moment in any territory of the above. So those are the shadow aspects that we should be aware of. And because it's in Scorpio Taurus, whatever that will be, that sudden, unexpected, volatile, unexpected event, that could be the trigger that will take you through the test. That you might have an intense emotional reaction, an intense emotional effect on you that might make you angry. It might make you frustrated. You might look at the world and feel powerless and feel angry that this was done or that happened. And and you can see that someone is lying, someone is not saying the truth, something is not right, something is corrupted here. That could trigger you even further. And if you carry that energy around, then that will spill into your relationship, into your friends, your family. Suddenly you are arguing about it, suddenly you are debating. Don't do that. Be the grown-up, be the adult in the room, and instead, if you sit and contemplate and reflect on your deep emotional reaction to things, you will gain the gift of this energy. A deeper understanding, deeper insight, psychic understanding, psychic insights into what's behind that anger, what's behind that emotional reaction. It will suddenly take you back into a childhood memory, that something happened to you that reminded you of this, and the reason why you react like that is because it reminds you how you experienced that in that age. And suddenly you can see a pattern, and suddenly you crack through a pattern, and you go through a poof. Uranus, epiphany. Because at the end of the day, we are cooking for a new moon in Scorpio, so as intense as it is, if I'll take it now to Monday night... my brother is calling me. If I take it to Monday night, on Monday night... 7... There we go. Whoa, dude. Whoa, dude. Whoa, dude. Let's go to Monday night. There we go. Okay, here we are. Monday at 8:26 p.m. is the new moon in Scorpio. The moon and the sun conjunct on the 20th degree of Scorpio in 43 minutes, in opposition to Uranus on the 21:04. So there is only 21 astrological minutes separating the new moon from the exact opposition, but it's indeed an opposition. And so Mars is passing Uranus on the new moon, but it's still there. So moon and the sun on 2043, Mars is on 2211, Uranus is on 2104. So Uranus is 21 astrological minutes ahead of the sun and the moon, and Mars is 53 astrological minutes ahead of Uranus. So although there's this kind of less than a degree separation between them and him, they are all in conjunction. Sun, Moon, Mars, opposition to Uranus, but it will build in stages. First come Mars, opposes Uranus on Sunday morning. And as it starts to break out, the moon closes on the sun, comes the new moon in Scorpio on 8:26 p.m. and within an hour, within an hour, the moon is already in opposition to Uranus, and within a few hours the sun is in exact opposition to Uranus. So Uranus is a big influence on this new moon, and again remember the keywords: sudden, unexpected change, for good and bad. Uranus is that beyond time and space, futuristic, higher vibration, higher frequency. Uranus is that kind of the maverick, the individual, like the unique, quirky vibration frequency that you are. Rebellious. I am who I am. I don't need to fit into what you need me to fit into. I fit into what I need to fit into, which is my vibration, which is unique vibration to your vibration, which is unique vibration too. So it's kind of like, I need to be who I am. I need to rely on who I am. Uranus is there shaking that kind of... Uranus creating a lot of transformation in our sense of self-worth, self-love. And it wants us to break free. Maybe most of us have issues around self-worth, self-love, self-acceptance, self-reliance, and Uranus has come to shake things up there and to create some shocking changes that will help us to break free out of them. So Uranus offers us that break free, that rebellious act, that enlightenment, epiphany, aha moment, shock, boom, revelation, wow, I just got an insight, wow. In our physical reality, relationships, money, assets, health. On the other side, Scorpio offers us that transformation, the rebirth, the phoenix rising. So we are coming into this new moon in Scorpio, which is finally taking us out of this eclipse intense cycle that we just had. That new moon solar eclipse in Libra started this a month ago, followed by the full moon eclipse in Taurus 2 weeks ago, and this eclipse brought a lot of changes to the world. Look what happened in the Middle East. It brought a lot of changes to our lives, our personal lives, and now comes this new moon in Scorpio to kind of go like, okay, the eclipse kind of like created a lot of changes. Now I'm giving birth. Now I'm the phoenix rising. Now I wanna transcend out of here. I wanna go into a better place. I wanna reclaim my power, reclaim my sexuality, reclaim my connection to others, reclaim my money, reclaim my business, reclaim my oomph, reclaim my control over myself, my emotions. So this is very powerful because it's together with Mars, the ruler of Scorpio. Very powerful. It's a really strong desire for identification. Uranus, opposition to that, is kind of, who I used to be is in friction with the birth that I'm going through, and it could cause some anxiety. Uranus nervous system, anxiety, and Taurus rules trauma, and Uranus rules trauma as well. So this, could help us break through traumatic patterns, traumatic experiences of the past, put them to bed. Remember, we are coming to this new moon in Scorpio after the moon was together with the South Node in Libra, feeling past feelings, nostalgic feelings about past relationships, past experiences. Coming into this new moon, you may want to have a new sexual encounter if you're single. You may want to go on a date if you're single. You may want to take your relationship to a new experience if you're together with a partner. You may want to renew your vows. You may want to renew your relationship. You may want to say goodbye to a job and start a new job. You may want to take profit from a shitcoin, like if you had, for example, gas of Neo ecosystem this week. It has done already 12 times from the bottom. $2 became $24 in a matter of a week and a half. So maybe you had some gas in your wallet. Well, guess what? Maybe now it's good time to transfer it into Bitcoin. For example, I'm not saying you what to do. I'm just giving you examples. Maybe you need to take some profits because you have some debts that you need to consolidate. Maybe the profit time is not here yet, but you have a plan, you have debts that you need to cover, and your altcoin or your Bitcoin or your investment has moved nice upwards in the last few weeks, and you've done your homework. You can see that it's gonna go higher and higher to a nice price. So maybe on this new moon in Scorpio, you have this intention to take profits this time. Doesn't matter if it goes higher even, but you have this intention not to do the mistakes of the past and to take profits this time and to pay your debts. So you can kill your debts with a wealth generating scheme that you have created to yourself. Maybe in this time you will decide to get out of your super fund and to create your self-managed super fund, which is fully in your control. Maybe you will decide to create a new inheritance document. Maybe you want to create a new intention for your sex life, for your intimacy. Maybe it's time to take your beloved wife or husband to a hotel experience and just go for your life and have an awesome experience. Maybe you feel like you want to start a new relationship, a new business deal, maybe you decide to change the way you operate because you just had an epiphany, an enlightenment about your trauma and how the trauma kind of affected you, and suddenly something shifts and changes and you see things differently. Mercury in Sagittarius, Venus in Libra are sextiling in a yod to the previous full moon eclipse degree, 5th degree of Taurus. So this is how this new moon is connected to the full moon eclipse, is that as this intensity birthing energy is happening in Scorpio with the Sun, Moon and Mars in opposition to Uranus, in the background Mercury in Sag and Venus in Libra are doing a sextile, and they are quincunxing that degree of the full moon eclipse. So they are offering us the solution to have more harmony, to establish harmony, fairness, balance, justice in our life, equality, with a higher mindset, positive mindset, more optimistic, more spiritual, more a higher kind of vibration that is looking up and beyond. But don't take it too far. That's the thing. Over optimistic is also not good. Thinking that your coin, let's say you have gas, right, and you went from $2 to $24, you made 12 times your money. Fantastic, great, you made great money. Don't expect it to go to $2,000 tomorrow or next week or next month, because it's not. So don't take it too far, okay? But keep it grounded, keep it real. And just take profits along the way. Don't wait for that ultimate price. Every time it goes up, take 10% out, 10% out, 20% out, 30% out, 40% out. Just scale your way out in the same way you scaled your way in. And even if you took profits and it still went up, don't feel shit about it, because it's like, just be blessed, feel blessed, give thanks. Mercury in Sagittarius. Thanksgiving is Sagittarius season. Give thanks for the blessings that you have. Focus your mental capacity on gratitude, on how blessed you are. You may not have a lot of food in your pantry. You are hungry. You didn't have anything to cook. You came from work late, and all you have in your cupboard is an open pack of rice crackers that you opened 2 days ago and you forgot to put it in a box. So the crackers are not fresh, they're not crisp, but they're crackers, they're still eatable. So you eat the crackers like, oh bummer, it's a bit kind of it's not crispy, it's not fresh anymore, but thank God I've got that. At least I've got that. That's what I'm saying. Interesting that by the way, I forgot to say that tomorrow Saturday is 11/11. So we have the 11/11 energy with that moon conjunct south node, with that Mars opposition to Uranus, and with that Mercury in Sag coming off. Yeah, everything I just said. So tomorrow, Saturday, 11/11. And also tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday is the biggest crypto event in Melbourne. There is the CryptoCon in the convention center in Melbourne. If you're interested, just look it online. A lot of inspirational speakers about the Web3, crypto, blockchain, NFT, Bitcoin, a lot of things going on there. It will be very interesting. If you want to have that Mercury in Sagittarius, learn some new knowledge, learn some more networking, connection, marketing, learning more about the industry of blockchain and crypto, that's the place to go to. Tomorrow and Sunday, you can find tickets online. There's even free tickets offered by certain crypto providers like Binance, like the Crypto Organization of Australia. I forgot their name. If you look it up, you'll find it. So that's that. I'm going back to the Monday. This is on Monday. Monday, 8:26 p.m. is the new moon in Scorpio conjunct Mars opposition to Uranus, and we will be in sound healing meditation from 7 o'clock. If you want to join us, the booking is through the booking link in the bio below or on the social media blurbs. You can find the bio there as well. So there's a sound healing meditation on Monday for the new moon, and also on Wednesday, because now the weekly meditations are on Wednesday. If you want it, if you need it, come and join us. This is very awesome, potent energy to meditate on. And so Sunday early morning, Mars opposes Uranus. Then Monday 8:26, that's when the new moon is happening. And then by, I'm moving minutes, 9:04 p.m. on Monday, only half an hour later, the moon is in opposition to Uranus. So this could be like, again, and could be anxiety, could be kind of restless, could be, it's in Scorpio, you might feel some deep things, it might be excitement. It might be very exciting things. It might be that you had a great sex. An orgasm. You had such an amazing orgasm with your partner. Or you might had a great sex date with a new person. Or you might just went on a date with someone new and it was a great feeling. You might have come to sound healing and you had a transcendental experience where you download from the ascended masters some message for your life that you didn't realize that you're going to receive. And you're coming out of sound healing and you feel like, oh my God, I'm transcendent. So that's Monday 9:04 p.m. the moon opposition to Uranus. And then pay attention, it's all happening not long time after. I am now moving minutes again. Oh, so I moved too much. There we go. By 11:16 p.m. on Monday night, the moon will conjunct Mars. So then it might be fiery, it might be angry, it might be upset, or it might be passionate, penetrative. It's like serving a well-cooked meal hot from the stove. There you go, my love. You know, a perfectly cooked steak from the barbecue. There you go, enjoy. And you're like, that is amazing. So, good and bad, right? Could be intense passion, desire, penetration, could be because it's a sexual, could be great sex, but also could be very combative, angry, argumentative. Depends on what you're dealing with, depends if you're falling down the trap or you are being the Pluto and Saturn graduation. Be the adult in the room, own your power, do not fall down to the trap. Walk away from arguments, walk away from debates, walk away from fights. This is not for me. That's not my vibration. I choose better. I am not going to go down that path. I'm just gonna walk away, maintain my integrity, maintain my dignity, and I'm going to reflect on this and contemplate and think to myself, why am I feeling like this? What's behind this feeling? I want to understand myself better. Scorpio is not just deep, intimate connection with another, but also with our own self, with our psyche. Okay? So Moon conjunct Mars, literally 3 hours less than 3 hours after the new moon, so it's all together happening. And then the moon will pass Mars, and then following that not long time after, Tuesday 4:04 a.m. Tuesday, the moon is now here on your 7 o'clock. Moon 24 Scorpio. Mercury 5th degree of Sag is doing that sextile to Venus in the yod to the 5th degree of Scorpio, of Taurus eclipse that we had 2 weeks ago. Mars 22-25, but now the Sun on 21:03 Scorpio is doing the opposition to Uranus. So first it was Mercury. There was some kind of something happened, for example, Mercury opposition to Uranus, Bitcoin kind of had a volatile blast to the upside to the 36,000. Now Mars is going to oppose Uranus. And remember, we had the same game with Jupiter 2 weeks ago. Mercury opposed Jupiter, then Mars opposed Jupiter, then Moon opposed Jupiter, then Sun opposed Jupiter, everything opposed Jupiter. They all passed it. Now they all opposing Uranus. First it was Mercury, then it was the Mars, then it was the Moon, and now comes the Sun. So now the Sun, the soul identity, is coming, and this is 7. We said 8:30 is the new moon. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 7.5 hours after the new moon, so it's still that energy of the new moon. And the Sun, as we wake up on Tuesday morning, following that new moon initiation on Monday night, the soul expression, I am that I am, is coming in a position to Uranus, and something is happening, and we can't fully predict what will happen because Uranus is the unexpected. So you may think that will happen, and that which you didn't think that will happen. So expect the unexpected, and the key word with all this energy of all of them opposing Uranus, anything got to do with Uranus, you have to be flexible. If you'll be rigid, you will get cooked. Anxiety, nervous tension, shocks, shocking reaction, all these things. No, just be flexible. Something is changing, just change with it. Just allow Uranus to help you break through. Uranus doesn't zap you, shock you for no reason. It zaps you and shocks you in order to take you to a higher vibration, in order to help you to break free from a mold, Taurus, routine, habits, hobbies, the way you have sex, the partners you have sex with, how you eat, how you exercise, how you make money, your business, your routine, Taurus, is being zapped, changed. Don't resist the change because you get cooked. You get cooked with Mars there. Frustration, anger, upset, and then you fight, and then you have toxic negotiations, debates with others. Not good for you. You're gonna fail the test. Pluto, Saturn. Instead, and I give you my perfect example. Venus at the end of Virgo. Suddenly the timetable of my Sun changed. And the fact that the timetable of my Sun changed affected my work timetable. And so I had to change my work timetable. And through this work changes of timetable, I had to change so many things. Of changing the venue that I do the sound healing, the time, the day, the price, the amount of people, the setup, the way I do it, everything changed within a week. But I took it to a place of like, you know what? I'll go with it. It is what it is. Obviously, it's like, yes, I had a day there when it all happened that I was like, oh my God, I finally had a structure to my life. I finally started to get balance with the structure I created to my life, and now this structure is changing again. I had one day like that, and then I was like, okay, fuck it. It is what it is. Let's just change. Obviously, there's a higher reason. And now, after I made those changes, I feel great about it. I love the fact that I can now offer the sound healing in the same comfort that I used to offer in my sound healing center. The colorful beds, the comfortable mattresses, the pillows, the blankets, the eye cushions, the water filter, small intimate groups. Beautiful. I love it. I enjoy it, and it took me back to the roots of how I started this business of this service. In 2009 I started sound healing. I was the first one in Melbourne to do this weekly sound healing meditations, and that's how I started it. So it took me also back to how I started, and some people can take it as like, oh, I'm back to the beginning. I took it as like, wow, this is awesome. Back to the beginning. Let's start again and build it even better based on all the experience we had all these years. And so through this, here I come to do a new moon in Scorpio, in the new space, in the new setup, in the new form, and I'm loving it. And it's a break free from, look, doing it at He Yoga was great, but it involved a lot of work. I had to load all my equipment to the car, pack it up, load it to the car, drive there, set it up, come back home, prepare all the rest of the things. Then in the evening, go there, facilitate the meditations, have everyone coming in, going out, then pack up everything into the car, load it, bring it back home, unpack the car. There was a lot of work around that 2-hour meditation. There was at least 2-hour walk on each side, which a lot of physical work, lifting all the equipment up the stairs, down the stairs. And suddenly now it's in a space, it sits there, it's easier on me, it's more comfortable for me as well. It brings me Venus in Libra, more balance to my life, more equilibrium, it's more harmonious, it's better, more balance. Mercury in Sagittarius is like, it's kind of like, I can see that it's going to a better place now. Uranus in Taurus disrupted my routine, it disrupted my business structure, it disrupted my work structure, my life structure, my timetable structure. But I practice what I teach, I remain flexible. Now with Mars, Moon, Mercury, Sun in Scorpio, it was kind of like transformation, just let that die, let that end, and start something new, birth something new. So I hope through this personal story I'm showing you how this astrology translated in my personal life, so you could understand what I'm trying to tell you. This energy involves sudden unexpected changes. These changes may disrupt your desire, your routine, your way. Embrace it, be flexible, go with the flow, dude, go with the flow, baby girl, go with the flow, baby girl, baby boy. Just do yoga, practice flexibility, transform. Don't get upset, don't get frustrated, don't get judgmental, don't fight, don't argue. If I see people now even changing the social media logos to choose a side of the Middle East thing with the logo. It's like free this or free that, or I stand this. And I go like, how can you be a healer and this and this and this and that, which is all this spiritual, and then you fall down the trap of putting your profile picture as picking a side? God bless you. I'm not gonna tell you anything. That's your choice. I'm not gonna argue with you about it or convince you or anything. I'm observing, and then what am I doing? I'm observing my reaction to it. I'm sitting with how I'm feeling about it, and through that I am learning about me more. I'm studying me more. I'm understanding me more. So, don't fall into this energy in the collective. Just don't go there. And I encourage you all to minimize the amount of news and social media you consume, because it's trigger city galore. As soon as you open social media, as soon as you open your news, it's darkness, triggers, wars, violence, corruption, anything. Minimize. You can't change the world, you can't control the world. That's powers beyond your control. That's Pluto and Scorpio. What you need to control is how you transform your personal life, your inner life. Mercury, Sagittarius, optimistic, positive, affirmation, spirituality, philosophy, cosmology, astrology, higher teachings. Venus in Libra. Do what brings you more balance, more harmony into your life. Work on balance and harmony in your life, inside of you. Don't worry about the Middle East, that's bigger than you. You fix your life, your relationship, your friendships. You and you. New moon in Scorpio. Let that bloody phoenix rise, baby. This is very potent initiation. I urge you all to have a very strong intention for this new moon in Scorpio. It's a liberating, initiating, new identification, new direction, reclaiming yourself, transforming yourself from the darkness into light. With Uranus involved, enlightening, epiphanies, realizations, transcendence, breaking free. And this process is the stamp, the ding of the gong for the next 4 weeks lunar cycle. Keep that in mind. Okay? And that's pretty much it for this week. What's following it is that on Wednesday, then we have the exact Mercury to Venus sextile. And what else is happening here? No. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And did I miss anything else? Let me just check. Did I miss anything else? How was that? I've done that. Yeah, Mercury sextile Venus. Yeah, that's it for this week. Okay, so hopefully you all enjoyed and benefited from this as much as possible. I'm just gonna bring up a song that just came to me as I was talking. It's a very good song. It's fitting for this energy. So thank you, Ma'am Ritanya Mantra. So yeah, let me know in the chat. Hello, by the way, Anna. Hello. Let me know in the chat when you watch this. Put it on Telegram, on our chat room, or here on the YouTube. Let me know what do you think about the live stream. What day will be better, what time will be better. Like, just put it out there. I want to know if it's like, what will be better, 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. early evening or later evening. Just give me a bit of a hint, just so I can kind of see what I can do with it. So love you all. Happy new moon in Scorpio. Transform it. Let the phoenix rise, baby. And I will see you again next week. This is Mari Kyle with the Phoenix Flies, the song for this new moon in Scorpio. May you be the phoenix and rise above the ashes and birth your life into a whole new exciting place. Do not worry about the world. It's beyond your control. You take care of your vibration, your frequency. Love you lots. See you next week. Be good, family. Bye.
Rising from the fire like a phoenix fly, rising for the healing in this world. Higher, rising from the fire like a phoenix fly, infected with the wings of a bird, straight into the center of a world in fear. Trusting in the heart and the way be clear. Sacred life, come on, hold it near. Sound waves ripple to the far and the near. Straight into the center of a world in fear. Trusting in the heart and the way be clear. Sacred life, come on, hold it near. Healing now, can you hear, 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 can you hear? Respect the land, sacred is the ground.